Alright mate, so in this video I'm going to be telling you how you can double your pop in just 2 weeks. So get your lycra pants out, polish your quads, let's get it. Alright, so maybe your bullshit sensor's been triggered, and I really hope it has, because anyone that's promising you you're going to get results that quick is either trying to sell you something, maybe some of that quad polishing lotion, or they're just, I don't know, they're trying to lure you back to their house or something. They're trying to do something strange, right? But the unfortunate truth is that change takes time and consistent action, whether it's getting better at skating, whether it's progressing with working out, whether it's pretty much doing anything that's worth it. It's gonna take some consistent action and time, which is kind of where the problem comes in, right? Because that's the hardest bit of it all, especially when it comes down to working out. It is very hard to stay consistent working out, but as it is so beneficial for our skating and all areas of our life, figuring out how we can actually stay consistent is going to be super essential for our skate progression, for our longevity, for just everything around how we skate and feel. But a lot of the time when it comes down to working out, we get in our own way, we make things so much more difficult than they need to be. So in this video I wanted to just drop 10 hacks, mate. Yes, you heard right, 10, not 9, not 11, 10. Look into my eyes, 10 hacks, tips, points, tricks, whatever you want to call it, on how you can actually increase consistency, along with breaking down some of the common misconceptions around working out and skating. Okay, here we go, starting off with number 1, and that is to believe in consistent action and to have realistic expectations. So belief in literally anything you're doing is just going to make it easier, regardless of what you're doing. If you believe in the process, you're just going to be so much more open to the opportunities that present themselves to you to actually help yourself get to where you want to go. So in this case, belief in consistent action is absolutely essential. There's literally countless amounts of research showing that working out can influence a lot of characteristics related to skating, like pop, strength, endurance, agility, quick-footedness. Basically, it's a tried and tested method. So although you shouldn't expect to notice any big improvements before about 8 weeks of time, from the first workout, your body is already going to be adapting to what you're doing. It just takes a while for those adaptations to like accumulate and then present themselves in any kind of change that you might notice. But you can have faith that this is a tried and tested method. The research is there, 100% guaranteed. Working out can positively affect all of these different things related to skating. Just takes a bit of time, mate, alright? So have some patience. Okay, so number 2 is making your goal building the habit of working out consistently. So at the end of the day, if you're not consistent, you're not gonna get to where you wanna go. So when you're starting out, don't be like, alright bruv, I wanna double my pop. That should not be your goal. Your goal should be to lock in consistency. Consistency is absolutely essential for any kind of training related adaptation, and if you don't have it locked in already, that should definitely be your number 1 focus. This obviously means that you're going to be measuring success based on how consistent you are as well, and the good thing about that is you don't have to wait for like 12 weeks or 20 weeks for you to actually notice changes in your pop and to have technically achieved something based on what your goal was. If your goal is consistency, every single time that you show up to a session, you're already achieving your goal. And obviously you are working out for a reason. Maybe it's to get better at skating, maybe it's to improve how you feel, whatever it might be. If your program is related to that goal in some way, you're going to be working towards that anyway, just as a byproduct of being consistent. Alright, so number 3 is don't come in too hot with the perfect plan, mate, alright? Don't come in all hot. Cool yourself down. Put a little moist flannel on your forehead. Come in at a more sustainable temperature, alright? So what I mean by that is anytime I try and make change in the past, I'd always make this absolute beast of a plan, like the perfect plan, you know? This thing was an absolute work of art that just, if could be followed, would be a phenomenon, mate. It would be absolutely incredible. And I'd come in super motivated, maybe I'd stick to the plan for like a week or 2, but then always I'd just drop off and just end up doing the same shit that I was doing before. So the truth is, these random bursts of motivation never helped. So like I've already said 312 times, it's consistent action over time that is gonna create change in the long run. So remember, in the beginning, the goal is just building the habit of working out, so it really doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing just 2 20-minute workouts a week, that's fucking amazing, mate. That's much better than trying to follow like a 5-day program that you just can't stick to. So make the program, make the workouts as small as they need to be for you to know that you can commit to them. And then, you know, in the future, we can make the plan more complex. But for now, just make it as easy to follow as possible for you to actually be able to do it. So number 4 is figuring out a schedule, but also be willing to break it if you need to. So we're all different and we're all gonna have different schedules that work for us. Just because the Queen of England wakes up at 5 AM, blasts a high intensity interval training session every morning doesn't mean it's going to work for you, you know. Some people like strict routines, other people like more flexible routines. So just think honestly about what's going to work for your life, your skating, and plan for life to get hectic and mess up the plan as well. So I plan to get my workouts done in the gym. I've got like a set amount that I try and get in each week, and I've got certain days which I know work best for me. But I'm also completely down for just mixing up the plan depending on how I feel, depending on how busy my day is, maybe if I need an extra day of recovery from like a heavy skate session. So this might mean that I just push my workout back a day. Maybe it's gonna mean that I'll work out at home instead of the gym. Maybe I'll do like half my workout whilst I'm cooking my dinner. Straight up, I do that. I get my potatoes in the oven and I'm coming back and forth, blasting some different exercises, going back, giving them a little stir, coming back to the exercise. That is what I do on a regular basis if I'm like working out pretty late. Just mix it in with the dinner, mate. Then you don't have to add salt to your food because you're just sweating all over it. So number 5 is following a training program. So having a pre-written program can be insanely useful just because it takes all of the thinking out about what you actually need to do, what exercises you need to do. You're not left wondering if you're progressing towards your goals because you know the program has been written to take you towards your goals. So I'm personally already on week 10 of the new MBD Elite Skate Focus training program, and I swear it has made it so much easier to just have everything written out. I used to always go to the gym with just this like shitty little scraggly piece of paper. It was like a scroll that had been buried under the ground for hundreds of years that had been recently discovered with all my exercises written on it, or maybe like a little note on the phone, and it was just all over the place. There was just no consistency with the workouts, which made it kind of difficult to have faith in the fact that my workouts were kind of taking me where I needed to go, which at the end of the day made staying consistent difficult as well. Now I get to the gym, I whip out my phone, I've got all my exercises written down, and I just go into autopilot basically. Just I know exactly what I need to do across the weeks, and I know that I'm progressing towards those skate related goals. So if you're also looking for a program that is gonna take you towards your skate focused goals, click the link in the description, mate. The MBD Elite is there, and it's great. All right, number 6, listen to your body. So all that being said, just because you've got a workout program, just because you've got a list of exercises written down, doesn't mean that you have to stick to it at all costs, you know? If your body's asking for a chill, if it needs time off, listen to your body, mate, all right? Your body always knows what you need. Isn't it strange saying like your body? It's like, wait, who am I? Am I my body? Okay, I'm gonna have to pause this video. I've just entered into an existential crisis. Nothing's gonna happen if you change the plan for a day or two, but a lot could happen if you push yourself too hard when you actually need to rest. If you do that on a regular basis, you're going to accumulate a lot of fatigue, and it could lead to not only shitty workouts but shitty skating as well, because you just accumulated so much fatigue, and then all of that combined as well, it's just going to make it much harder to stay consistent. So be willing to mix up the workouts so you can actually maintain that rhythm of working out without accumulating a shitload more fatigue. So some ways you could do this are the obvious of lowering the intensity of the exercises, lowering the reps, but you could also do things like reorganizing your weekly workouts. So maybe doing like the most low intensity day next, or pushing your workout back a day so you get an extra recovery day. And on top of that as well, maybe if you've been going for skate sessions with a lot of impact, your body might be like, mate, I don't want any more impact. So maybe you'll just knock off the power exercises, your jump exercises for that day, maybe add them to the next day's workout, or just skip them for a week. You know, you're already getting in a lot of jumping with skating, so that's not gonna have a big impact on your workouts. Another thing you can do as well, if you're cut for time, which is something that I actually personally do, is put my like jump power exercises in my actual skate warm-up, and then go for a skate, and then do the rest of my workout later on in the day. So the key idea is really just trying to tune into your body to understand what it needs, then they help you maintain consistency. All right, number 7, don't fall victim to the inner slug. We've all got an inner slug deep inside of us, trying to sabotage our lives at all times. So consistency takes effort, and when effort's involved, the inner slug is gonna rear its filthy face, and it's gonna try and, you know, give us excuses. But there's a big difference between actually needing to take a day off and just being straight up lazy. And the inner slug is really gonna make it difficult to know the difference. It's always gonna be trying to convince you that you've got a really good excuse, that you do need a day off, you know? You're a poor little person. You just had a really hard day at work, you know? A car just drove past and splashed a puddle into your new suede shoes. It's just been a difficult day. Someone stole your sandwich at work. You know, it's always gonna be giving you these excuses to why you need a day off. So it's a good skill to develop, to know when you actually genuinely need to take it easy versus when the inner slug is just trying to sabotage you. And you'll often find as well that like the hardest bit is actually just starting off with the workout. So motivation a lot of the time will just kick in, and you'll be blasted with energy to actually do the rest of the workout. But if that energy doesn't kick in, then maybe you genuinely did need to take it easy. And if that lack of motivation is happening all the time, then you probably need to tweak the plan a little bit. Okay, here we are, number 8. So this one is don't destroy yourself every workout. Okay, so first off, new exercises, new movements are gonna leave you feeling pretty damn sore, especially if you've never done them before or if you just left a big chunk of time since you last did them. So if you go out and you've never done a deadlift before, you load it up like super heavy, blast about 4 sets, mate, you are gonna be throttled the next day. You're gonna wake up the next morning and the throb level of your hamstrings is gonna be peaking, mate. It's gonna feel like you've had about 300 tiny little humans just like repetitively just chopping with their little hands at your hamstrings just like that over and over and over and over again for hours and hours and hours. Your hamstrings are gonna be destroyed the next day, guaranteed. And even if you are used to certain exercises, if you like absolutely slay it every single exercise and push yourself to failure every single exercise, you're going to accumulate a lot of fatigue, you're going to wake up feeling sore. People often think that for a workout to have an effect, you have to be pushing that hard, that you have to be slaying yourself so bad that if you can take a shit the next day without crying, like, you haven't pushed yourself hard enough. You need to get back in the gym. You need to actually, don't even wipe. Get back now and work out. But the truth is, this just isn't true. Now, obviously, you do need to actually push yourself and stress your body to a certain extent, so you can't just leave the gym, leave your workout feeling like 100% fresh, skipping out of the gym. You can't be doing that. You need to feel like you've actually done something. Hard workouts definitely have their place, but if you're ending up like so sore, so fatigued that you're having to skip workouts or take time off from skating, then obviously you're gonna progress slower. And on top of that as well, if your workouts are that intense, you're probably just gonna hate doing them because you're just like, I don't want to be so destroyed and I don't want it to affect my skating so much. And if you hate doing it, that's obviously gonna negatively affect consistency as well. So aiming for most of your workouts to not take you past about a 3 out of 10 on the throb level, on the soreness level, a day or two afterwards is a good threshold to aim for. Alright, number 9, here we are. Make sure that your training fits with your skate life. So yeah, skating is probably your main goal, so we obviously don't want our workouts to be negatively affecting our skating, but we also have a reason to work out. We know that it's going to be beneficial for our skating and how we feel, so we also want to make sure that our skating doesn't make it impossible for us to stay consistent with our workout. So have a little think about how each one affects the other one. For example, if you plan on doing both on the same day, is skating first going to leave you too tired to actually want to do the workout later on? Now, you're always going to have less energy for the second one that you do in the day, and you'll probably find as well that skating first is going to leave you more tired for working out than the other way around, unless you've actually like really pushed yourself hard in your workout. So one good solution is to think which is the most important thing for the day. So for me personally, at the start of the week, I'll usually go hard in my workouts and I'll put that one first. That for me is the most important at the start of the week. Also, if I know I'm going for like a chill skate, I'll do my workout first as well. But then if I'm super hyped to skate, or if I know that I've got a session that I want to be on point for, I'll obviously skate first. And then if I do work out in the same day, then ideally I'll leave like a big chunk of time so I'm more fresh for that workout. You also want to think about how fatigued you're going to be from your workout and not put like a big workout before a heavy mission. So if you've got like a weekend mission, you want to be fresh, you want to be on point, don't blast yourself in the gym the day before. Think about how that fatigue is going to influence how you skate as well, and think that it's going to take a little bit of time for that fatigue to actually drop off and diminish. But it is totally possible to do both in the same day, and there actually are benefits to that because it increases your chances of having an extra like full day of recovery. Just mess around with different things, figure out what works best for you, and if you do end up combining them both on the same day, just be aware that it might take a while to like work up to actually being able to do that. Alright, number 10, don't beat yourself up if you didn't follow the plan. So there's one thing that's predictable about life, and that is that it's unpredictable. Shit changes, shit happens. You can't expect to always be following the plan, and if you miss a day, 2 days off, even a week off, it's not the end of the world. Nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna lose the progress, you're not gonna lose those adaptations. If you've missed 2 to 4 weeks, then yeah, you might start to notice some decline in your fitness levels, but at the end of the day, it still doesn't matter. Just get back to the plan, keep going, get back on that donkey, and donkey away, mate, alright? Alright, there we go. I feel like that was an insanely long video, but to summarize things, it's basically consistency is the king. It's the key. So having a plan and some structure can be useful, but then at the same time, be willing to just mix it up completely, be flexible when life comes at you with its fist out to punch you in the genitalia, because it's gonna happen, and we need to basically be able to adapt to that. So yes, it is difficult to combine skating and working out, but it's 100% possible. And hopefully this video has given you some ideas on how you can do it. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope that's been helpful. Usually on this channel I make content about skating, health, nutrition, training, everything that's going to improve how you skate and how you feel when you skate. So if you're into that kind of shit, mate, hit the subscribe button, and look forward to more videos coming soon. And as well, final thing before I go, I've just released a new free book called The Essentials of Skateboarding Progression. So there's a link for that down in the description below. It goes over everything from different session hacks to improve how you skate, nutrition stuff, recovery, training stuff. There's a lot of information in there to improve how you skate and how you feel when you skate, and it's completely free. So click that link down in the description below, give it a little download, and that's it.